Today I'm gonna be stopping by one of the dopest Colombian spots with the most banging Colombian arepas. Yo, these arepas are no joke. I'm gonna be speaking with my boy Brandon and learning more about the Arepa Lady. Yo, Brandon, what's good, my brother?
Nice to see you over here, yo.
You know, so we're right here at the Arepa Lady, right? One of my favorite spots of all time. So I've known about the Arepa Lady since, I was like in 5th grade, 4th grade, 9, 10 years old. So tell us a little bit about the backstory and how you guys got to where you are today.
The Arepa Lady started a little bit over 30 years ago. Doña Piedad, that's what I call Doña Piedad. Her name is Maria. Everybody thinks it's Lady because it's Arepa Lady. It's funny.
Really?
Yeah, everybody think her name is Lady. They're like, oh, I want to see Lady. I'm like, yo, her name is not Lady.
It's Piedad?
It's in English, though. Lady, Arepa Lady.
Okay.
She came here from Colombia, fleeing violence and danger out there because she was actually a lawyer and a judge.
Shit.
So she wanted a better life for her children. She came here, she started selling arepas in the street. She was doing good. She sold it for over 30 years. She would come out like after 10 p.m., like she's a hustler, She's a little lady. You see her, she's like 4'11" or something, maybe even shorter. I really admire her as a person, so strong and brave to be out in that after 10 p.m. on Roosevelt. You know how Roosevelt gets.
Roosevelt is
Imagine
shady.
if it gets like this now. I could imagine how it used to be before when everything was actually more dangerous.
Right.
But she wanted a better future for her kids. They grew up and they actually made a brick and mortar spot. It started off over here at 77 and Roosevelt Ave. Pretty small spot, it had like 6 tables. They tried selling just the arepas how they used to.
Right.
But it wasn't working out because New York is very expensive, so they had to expand the menu. They made new things. They started adding toppings to arepas that people actually never had toppings on, like the arepa de choclo. Usually traditional way, just eat it with cheese. Even in Colombia, you go now, they still don't know about toppings in the arepa de choclo. It's just they just eat it with cheese. But here we started doing that mix, and everybody started loving it. And there's still people that come to this day. They come and they're like, "Wow, arepa de choclo with carne desmechada," and they're like, "Wow, let me try that," because Colombians love carne desmechada.
And for those who don't know, carne desmechada is just shredded meat. All right. Yeah. So she moves from Colombia here. So why does she decide to do arepas out of all things?
Well, she tried a job here and there. It wasn't paying that much. I'm not really familiar what the minimum wage was in the 80s. Especially for a woman, probably was very shitty. And she had 4 kids. She started doing something that nobody was doing out here at the time, which was arepas, because back in the 80s, there was not a really big population of Colombians out here. Nobody really knew the dishes. Then everybody started going into, you see now there's Pollos Mario, there's like Margarita, there's a bunch of other stuff, Mr. Cangrejo, things like that. That's a free promo for them, right?
How long was she selling arepas from the cart before having the restaurant? How many years of that was?
I think, to be exact, it was about 36 years. Yeah, on the street. She never really thought about making an actual brick and mortar spot. One of her sons was very, very persistent on it. He was like, nah, we gotta make a restaurant. People love this, blah, blah. She was like, nah, because in Colombia, arepas are actually just street food, It's like what you find here, the tacos in the street or like burgers, People see that as fast food out there. Over here, what we try to do was make it into like a, a little fancy place you could bring your girlfriend on a date. It's pretty cheap too, You come in here, you have a drink, even with a picture of sangria, you're not spending not even $100, and you have a good date with a girl. When you both leave happy, you both leave lit, that was our goal.
I can attest to that because them sangrias be crazy, bro. I'll tell you that right now, woo!
So you know what I'm talking about. So that was our goal, it was always to keep it in the budget for us middle class people, to have a good time and go out.
Yeah.
And, get lucky with your girl.
So what would you say are your most popular items that Arepa Lady does really well?
The whole menu is perfect,
Obvious. If you had to pick 2.
If I had to pick 2, I think the arepa de choclo and the arepa de queso.
Yeah.
Because those are what we originally started with, and that's what sells the most here. It's our originals. The arepa de choclo, is the yellow one that's made out of fresh corn.
Mm-hmm.
We put the cheese in the middle. You can have it with just cheese, or if you want, you add whatever topping you like. Like I said, the carne mechada is very popular. Chicharrón is also very good. The chicharrón is the fried pork belly. Ours is smoked. A lot of people are not used to that, especially in Colombia. They just have the regular chicharrón. We have that smoked one. And yo, it's crack, bro. People come here just for the chicharron. And if we don't got it, they get mad. They're like, nah, I don't want it. I'm like, what you mean?
Are we gonna get some samples today on it?
Definitely, I'm gonna bring it on.
Try it out? All right, dope. Obviously, Arepa Lady has been around for 30 plus years. Now you have a restaurant here on 37th Ave in Jackson Heights. You just opened up a new one in Astoria, right? Congratulations on that.
Thank you, thank you.
What's the vision? What are you guys trying to achieve? More than what you already have, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to expand as much as we can. Right now, New York is where we're trying to expand our most. And then maybe we can move down. Like a lot of people like Florida, Los Angeles. First, we want to make sure that we're good here in our city to feel comfortable to expand to a different city, There's a lot of people who come here from different states. They drive here from Jersey, they drive here from Connecticut, up in Yonkers, they even come all the way down here just to be like, oh, like I heard this is very good, blah, blah. People from Florida come, we're on Yelp, we've been in a lot of news articles, people love coming, people love seeing things and they come try it and they love it. And they're always like, oh, why don't you open one here in Long Island or Florida or Los Angeles or Texas, even Texas. They're like, oh, this would be banging in Texas, blah, blah.
A Colombian bakery would do so well in Texas. Trust me. Trust me. Almojábanas down there, buñuelos down there, forget it. I know because I lived in Texas, so Colombian bakery will do really well,
I feel you.
So, yo, you got a question for me?
Yeah, well, so I've been wondering, like, how do trademark works? Can I get one or something like that?
What trademark law protects are logos in the form of design, words, or phrases. Just in general, there's two kinds of intellectual property. The patents, which we call like hard IP. Then we have the copyright and trademark, which is the soft IP. So trademark, for example, right here, right? The logo, you have the design, you have the stylized name and everything like that. This is what trademark would protect, because trademarks are there to let the consumer know about the source of where the good or the service is coming from. You know what I'm saying? So it's a marker, it's an indicator of the source. So Arepa Lady has this brand. How do you want people to know about you, that it's the real you, right? Not a copycat, is that trademark, right? And the way that you do things, your quality of food and everything like that. For example, that's what trademark law protects, right? Again, words and logos in terms of design. The process of that, you need to file an application with the USPTO to register a trademark. That's an office in Washington, D.C. And the process itself takes about like 8 months from the beginning to the review to the end and publication. What it does once you have it is you're the owner of that trademark and you can put it everywhere, wherever you want, your restaurant, your menu, brochures, business cards. It's your intellectual property, or it's the business's intellectual property. So that's how trademarks work. You gotta file a registration with the USPTO. Someone may come and try to fight you on it and say, no, you can't publish this, you can't register this, and then you gotta get into that back and forth. But if everything runs smoothly,
that's when I call you, right?
Yeah, that's when you call me. Or no, you should call me way before, to help register the trademark, right? Because one thing about trademarks is that no two businesses in the same industry can have similar names or trademarks. It becomes confusing for the consumer to determine which one is which. So if you have Coca-Cola and then you have another Coca-Cola with a K, they both sell sodas, people are gonna be like, what, confused, right? So if you're in the same industry, someone may have like Arepa Lady as well in the same industry doing the same thing you do, food, that could be a problem in New York or whatever, or across the nation. First, figuring out if whether or not you can trademark, if there's any similar names out there. If not, then you're in a better path to getting that done, right? But like again, with no hiccups, it takes about 6 to 8 months, just the review process alone. Now, if you add hiccups along the way, it can take more like a year or so. Anyone who has a business should definitely have an interest in protecting any kind of intellectual property they have, whether it be trademarks, whether it be copyrights, trade secrets, right? Like your secret recipes and stuff like that. All of that needs to be protected.
And we can trademark the recipe?
No,
Or
recipes are not trademarkable because they're not words. You know what I'm saying? You're not using them to market anything. What a trade secret is, it's something that is unique to the business that makes the business do its thing, right? There's ways to protect that as well. And we can get into that for a different day. But that's what trademark is. It protects words and logos.
hey guys, just make sure to come through at Arepa Lady. We got 2 spots that I know you would love. The Astoria one has full bar, everything. Has a new vibe, 3439 31st Street. And we got the original one here, 7717 37th Avenue. You know, come through, show some love. Anybody who share this, I'm gonna give you a free sangria on the house. So make sure to pull up.
Boy, so make sure to pull up.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram. It's just at Arepa Lady. Pretty simple, guys.
Will Trevino from the Trevino Law Firm. We're here at the Arepa Lady, putting my community on, showing my community one of the places I love to come to eat arepas. Sangria's banging, their burgers are banging, everything on the menu is banging, hospitality is banging. I'll tell you this right now, the arepas are so good that my wife, who is half Colombian, does not eat arepas from any place else. She doesn't like them, but she likes Arepa Lady's arepas. I'll tell you that right now. So definitely come through, check them out. And if you don't, you're missing out and you're wrecking yourself. So check yourself before you wreck yourself, all right? Peace and love, as always.